Stop recording.
Hey everyone, this is James, your openly LGBT blind metalhead. I'm coming to you with another video because we have some information from Metal Hammer Magazine, courtesy of Dave Everley, who did an interview a couple days ago with the keyboard player slash lyricist slash frontman of, founder rather, of Nightwish, Tuomas Hollopainen. In the interview, they talk about how the live stream is going to go that they'll be doing here in a few days, and they talk about what the live stream is going to consist of, as well as some stuff regarding the departure of Marko Hietala, their backing slash lead vocalist slash bass player, who was with them since 2002. And Hollopainen also goes on in the interview to give his thoughts about what the possible ending of Nightwish would look like. And I definitely want to touch upon that because there's been some speculation from different YouTubers who follow Nightwish, more so back at the beginning of this year after Marko, via a letter to fans, had announced his departure from the group, that might indicate the possible end of Nightwish, with a couple of YouTubers saying that that combined with the somewhat new sound of their latest album could possibly spell the end of the group. So I really want to talk about that. But first, I want to talk about the live stream that Nightwish is going to be doing, called An Evening with Nightwish. It's going to be held on between May 28th and May 29th, currently, this current month, and it's going to be done in a virtual tavern that Nightwish and the people who helped them put stuff together had arranged. It's going to be a virtual tavern called the Islander Arms Tavern, and that's a name that Nightwish came up for the virtual environment themselves. And Hollopainen goes on to say that there's going to be Easter eggs in the certain parts of it where for the more dedicated fans of Nightwish. And it sounds like it's going to be a really good show. I don't have a ticket because I didn't see the price, and obviously I have to kind of watch my budget a little bit. But I'll obviously be still following about it, any news I get, and posting it here, and as well as other places. So it sounds like it's going to be a really nice event. And when Everley asked Hollopainen about the arrangement of the stream, the song layouts and stuff like that, Hollopainen goes on to say that the set list is basically going to be them performing songs from their the latest album, Human Nature, that was released last year. And unfortunately, they're going to have to erase about 3 songs from the list: The Islander, Why Your Lips Are Still Red, and Endlessness, because on those songs, Marko Hietala did the lead vocals, but with him not here at this point, they had to erase those from the set list this time around. Although they will still be doing a lot of older songs from their older albums that are fan favorites, so that's good to hear. Hollopainen goes on to say that they're not going to be performing Human Nature in its entirety, and that he never actually has ever seen the sense in performing an album in its entirety. That never really appealed to him as an artist, and I mean that makes sense. I mean, there's some artists and groups that probably just don't find any purpose in really doing that, as opposed to just doing kind of a compilation of songs from like any current albums as well as past albums. And then to talk a little bit more about some thoughts that Hollopainen had on Marko, Hollopainen talks about how when he learned of Marko wanting to leave the group in December of this past year, he basically said that they found out, the members of the group found out via a letter that he sent them, and then they talked to him, and then he ended up leaving. And initially, when Hollopainen found out about it, he basically thought, "Well, that's it. We're done. This is the end of the group. This is the end of the group." And he called Impu, the lead guitarist of Nightwish, and told him his thoughts, and basically said that, "Look, this is probably the end of Nightwish. We can't take anymore, and this keeps happening to us with us having to replace band members." For those who don't know, they've already had to replace two of their lead vocalists, Tarja Turunen from 1997 to 2005. She was replaced with Annette Olsen from 2007 to 2012. And Floor Jansen is the current vocalist from 2013 present. And then Jukka Nevalainen, the drummer, he had to be replaced with Kai Hato because of extreme insomnia, which fortunately has been getting under control, but he still has to do things that would keep him from being able to be the full functioning drummer they need him to be, although Jukka still continues to do various duties behind the scenes. So when Hollopainen said that, well, we probably won't be able to do this anymore, this is another replacement we're going to have to do, that the group may not survive it. I mean, that makes sense to kind of have that sort of existential meltdown that he had for a minute, because, yeah, I mean, you have to keep, you think you got your lineup set, and then you have to replace another member, and then you replace another member, and it's like, yeah, how much longer can you really keep doing this? And then, so that was Hollopainen's thoughts when initially, and then him and the group eventually met a few days after him and Impu talked, and they decided that they should still keep going as Nightwish. So for the foreseeable future, they're going to keep going. Hollopainen was also asked about the possibility of an acoustic album, and he was saying that they would want to do something completely different as a band on on any of their future albums, but that if they ever do an acoustic album, then that's pretty much when they know it's going to be the end of the group. So that's pretty much all he had to say about that. And then there was a couple more things. He goes on to talk about the current bassist that they have, who's going to be helping them out on the live stream, as well as the upcoming tours when they start doing physical tours again. He doesn't mention, Hollopainen doesn't mention the name of the bassist, but he says that they're going to be helping him in the group just on the live stream coming up, and then the tours, but they don't have, he's not going to be they're not going to be helping Nightwish as a permanent member yet. Hollopainen also goes on to talk about that he's already started writing a little bit of material for another Nightwish album, and that whenever we might see that again, it's probably going to, whenever we see a new album, it's probably going to be close to 2023. The typical wait time between albums for Nightwish is usually about, I'd say 3 to 4 years, 3 to 5 years, between Dark Passion Play and Imaginarum. Dark Passion Play was put out in 2007. Imaginarum was put out in 2012. So that's about almost about 6-year wait time. Endless Forms, Most Beautiful was put out in 2015, and then Human Nature was put out in 2020. So that's about same thing, 5-year about a 5-year break in between albums. So 2020 to possibly 2023, or maybe even the year after. That sounds about right. That sounds about right for another Nightwish album to come up. So Hollopainen said that about starting to get new material together for another Nightwish album. And then he also went on to talk about how currently, though, he's working with this other side project called Auri. That's spelled A-U-R-I. And he started that with his wife, Johanna Kirkella, who's the vocalist of the group. Hollopainen, of course, does keyboards. And then Troy Donacale of Nightwish does flutes, steel and pipes, and some of the other more exotic instruments. And they released their first album, and it was their self-titled album called Ori in 2018. It's pretty good. It has a lot of, it doesn't have much metal in it, so you're not going to put it on and hear essentially a stripped-down version of Nightwish, but you will hear elements of Nightwish in terms of the folk elements, the classical elements and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, and Johanna Kirkella is a pretty good singer. I like her. I like her vocals as well. So Ori is back with the second album here. I can't remember when the release date is for that, but Hollopainen did speak on. He did speak on that they are out with a new album again as Ori, and that should be coming out here soon. So that's pretty much what Tuomas Hollopainen had to say in the interview, and I definitely wish them luck on their live stream here. And then Hollopainen does talk about how when he was asked by Everley about getting back to touring physically and doing physical tours with being in front of the audience physically and stuff like that, Hollopainen said that he would like to get back to that and hopes to get back to that here soon, and that the live streams are pretty good, but obviously not the same as an actual concert, and yeah, that definitely makes sense. So that was Dave Everley's. That was a recap of Dave Everley's interview with Tuomas Hollopainen of Nightwish. So yeah, again, I wish Nightwish good luck on their tour and on their live stream, and I can't wait to check out clips of it or hear about it from other interviewers. So that's pretty much the end of this video. If you liked what you heard, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I can be found on Facebook and Twitter. On Facebook, I'm under James Heady. That's James space Heady. On Twitter, I'm under Duran Grey Addict. That's DIRENGREYADDICT, and that's all one word. So everybody have a good evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Stop recording.